A jack of all trades is a master of none. Well, there you have it. The plane hits the SeaTac tarmac with a jolt. Welcome to Seattle. The chilly northwest rain obscures your vision as you step onto the tarmac. Before long, you're sitting in a cramped backseat of a cab, following the signal from Sam's located ship into the heart of the Redmond Barrens. Organ grinders, a legal chop shop for body parts, whether from the living or the dead. If you're hurting bad enough for Newen, this is a place to sell a limb or an organ. It's also a good place to dispose of an inconvenient body while making a little cash on the side. This franchise is the closest thing the Barrens has to a morgue. It seems this is where Sam White's body has ended up. You open the door and are assaulted by the smell of death and bleach. Well then. I'm in the back. The smell of death and decomposition wash over you, only slightly masked by the minty fake fresh of industrial-grade antiseptic. Dresden, how's it going, man? So talk to me. Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf whistling a tune. His broad grin says, I love my job. A little more than you'd want or expect from someone in a chop shop trade. Ugh. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. So I didn't expect any visitors at this hour, and some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, sir? Are you the coroner? I'm John Dresden, the Organ Grinders branch manager here, so yeah, that makes me this franchise area's coroner too. And you are? Flem. I represent a man named Sam Watts, and I'm here to look into his murder. Interesting, a dead man makes for a strange client. But what makes you think he's here? Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here. I see. Well, you're right, he's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet. What with it being all the way out here in the Barrens. So who told you he was dead? I don't want to tell him that 100,000, whatever it was, is wired to me. When his heart, he sent me a digital ghost. Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I got sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch. The dwarf raises his eyebrow, smile wiping the suspicion from his face. A dead man's switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over here. He's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third one was downtown. He sighs. Not my title. That's what the Seattle Press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle the scalpel. And this one's even more twisted. He or she always removes the an internal organ from the victim. Ooh. What prize did the Ripper take from Sam? Watt's liver was cleanly cut out. How about the other lucky contestants? The first victim's heart was missing and the third had his spleen removed. Dresden, get out here! Oh, snap. I'm here about the new Ripper Vic, Sam Watts. Sam's body is half covered by a sterile surgical sheet, his face on ashen white, for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest, there's a small, pencil-thin incision covered in dried blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem that the killer knew exactly what they wanted from him, and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing the evidence found on his body. You can examine evidence through the bag without spoiling it. You can only see part of the note given the torn off bits and bloodstains. Sam, I feel terrible that we have been long to say I'm sorry. See you there. Love, Jessica. Business card. Moving things around, you can make out that it's a card from a place called the Seamstresses Union. There's something handwritten on the back, but blood has made it illegible. Do I dare look at another? I can't see what's going on out there. It's standard cheap unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without slotting it. Awesome. We'll risk it. It's Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing and blood is thoroughly soaked it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. Put it down. Scary. Hey, what's happening, McCluskey? Towering over a diminutive coroner is a homicide detective right out of central casting. If you ignore the tusks, pointy ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. So this new Rippervik, Watts? Name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? The coroner frowns. So you insisted at the time. Come on, she offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. This Ripper case is my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stones the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. Their perpetrator is most likely right-handed with a slim hand that knows its way around a scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and metahuman anatomy, too. So I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon? Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who could use scalpels anymore. These days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You're no damn help, dwarf. The Lone Star detective finally notices you. You note his superhuman power of observation. Who the hell are you? I'm the nobody who didn't hear nothing. I'm new in town. You're the welcoming committee. Do I want to help him? Are you the detective on this case? I was hired by Sam Watts to assist you in finding his killer. The dreck you were. You get anywhere near my investigation and it will be you on the slab, troll. Well then. Dresden, get me more. I'm putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. Bitch. Well then. Do you always make friends that easily? Well, he doesn't really seem like that type. Cocks his head to one side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? He was there when I needed him. I'm gonna return the favor. Fascinating again. Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother if it meant another 10 yuan a week in his paycheck. Plus he's on the take. You have honor, after a fashion. I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. What can I do to help you? Or was he killed? Dresden looks up at you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you find anything useful? Okay then. I'll go do that. Where are these things? Basic medkit. Doc Wagon basic trauma kit. The cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. Well, YOLO. The cold storage drawer opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest, in addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen. The body seems to be in very good condition. Jake Armitage. Whoa, easy there. In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. You spot a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos speaking above his collar. An interesting combination. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. Sorry, didn't expect you to be so alive. Yeah, Dresden thinks he's pretty funny. You're not the first person he's pulled this one on. He chuckles. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I've noticed you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? I'm looking into the death of Sam Watts. The coroner seems to think you can help me out. Sam, eh? Glad somebody cares. We used to drink together every now and then over at the Union. Decent enough guy, always in trouble over something or other, though. Jake yells toward the other side of the room. John! Is this guy cool? Yeah, he's on the level. Working for Sam, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man's switch. Thought you could help him out. Maybe you can stop moping around the shop all day. Thanks for volunteering me. Pauses. Might be sizing you up, but it's hard to tell behind those shades. Alright then, the name's Jake, and you are... Call me Flem. Nice to meet you. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right. I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night. Night of the murder. Poor guy. He was hanging at the Seamstresses Union that night. Tripped out and rowdy. I'd been laying low there for a few days after a bad run. Mrs. Kubota asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangers got the jump on me. He winces. Damn, maybe I need some soy calf after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Get your own damn cup. Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyway. Now, what's wrong with this intestine? You hear a loud squelching sound as Dresden continues his work. Thanks, John. You're a real pal. Anyway, there's a big fat court bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn gangers thought they could turn a quick profit off my head. Jake smiles, and you get the impression that didn't work out so well for the gangers. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though, and that's the last I saw of him until he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last day in this place. You've done this before. It's a long story. I end up in the morgue more often than the average guy. I'd say the average guy ends up in the morgue probably once. Yeah, Jake here's a regular. Should have started a rewards card, Jake. A few more visits and you get a free night stay. Jake laughs. I'll hold you to that, John. Anyway, they found Sam's body less than a block away from the Union, missing liver and all. Tell you what, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with those Halloweeners out there. Their leader's got the whole gang searching the Barrens for me. I need to get rid of that asshole. In return, I'll take you to the place where Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit these streets alone at night, trust me. Eyes me up and down. And maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while we're at it. What do you say? It's nice to have someone watching your back out there, assuming you can trust them. I get it. Gotta be careful in this trade. I'm not one to go back on a deal, though. John can vouch for that. Plus, you know where I'm hiding out, right? Doesn't leave me a lot of room to sell you out. What do you say? Count me in. Great. I've been hiding out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners, whiny bunch of gangers, but this stretch of the Barrens is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to this morgue in one piece without packing some heat. Dresden. Very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. So, you need a weapon? Melee's my game. All I've got here is a baseball bat, but you look like you can handle yourself. Ready for an evening out on the town? Tell me more about these gangers first. Well, they're one of the nastier gangs in the town. The symbol is a flaming jack-o'-lantern. But you wouldn't like their version of trick-or-treating very much. Around here, they're led by a troll named John Paul. He's got the Halloweeners and the Barrens looking for me. We take him out, maybe I can breathe a bit easier. Don't make me regret this. I'll follow your lead. The Halloweeners aren't looking for you. Yay. You can leave whenever you're ready. Well, I guess I'm ready. Head out to the Barrens. Sure.